Hey, everybody. Rick Dykes with Covenant here. Hope you are well today. For those of you who don't know, Covenant is an independent life and health insurance agency. We really only do that. We work with a ton of business owners, particularly small business owners or self employed individuals. And today I'm going to talk to you about something that's on a lot of people's mind a lot of time, and that's their health insurance or health care. Over the last probably 10 years, healthcare costs have really risen a ton. What a lot of people don't know is in the last couple of years, just the last 2 years or so, a couple of things have changed that have allowed healthcare costs to come down a pretty good bit for a lot of people. So what I'm going to do today is do a little screen share here. I'm going to bring something in, and I'm going to show you a quick comparison for a healthy family that is making a really sound living, about $120,000 a year. I don't know if you think that's really wealthy or just middle of the road. That's two individuals making $60,000 a year. Two individuals making a pretty middle of the road salary in our country today. But those two individuals under the traditional Affordable Care Act or healthcare.gov healthcare plans would not be able to get any subsidies. So I'm going to show you what it would cost for them if they went to the Affordable Care Act compared to if they were able to get something under some of the new regulations that have allowed for new healthcare plans. So give me just a moment here. I'm going to bring that up for you, and we will take a look at those together. So here we go. So first, I've entered this family in, and the husband and wife are 35 years old. They have an 8-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old son. Pretty run-of-the-mill family in that age range. And again, everyone's healthy, okay? So the reason I tell you that is that's a pretty common scenario where no one is really taking any very expensive medications. You know, maybe the dad's taking a routine blood pressure medication. Maybe mom's taking, something very basic as well. And neither of the children are on any kind of medications. And they just go to the doctor once a year for their routine checkups. That's a pretty common scenario. And the reason I tell you that is because this is the price that they would pay for a plan. If you see right here in the middle, $1,764 per month just in premiums. And now that plan has a $3,000 deductible. And if you scroll on down, you see you still pay $45 for a primary care visit, $60 for a specialty visit. Now, in this family being healthy, they're probably not going to use that many doctor's visits. Again, they may only go once per year, but again, they would have a copay. So that just is what it is. You know, I could go back and I could show you there are several other options. You could do a cheaper option at about $1,200 a month. You could get a $14,000 deductible plan. But really and truly, this plan is probably the best bang for your buck. It's the Value Silver plan, $1,764 a month or $1,643. Either way, you're looking at a $3,000 plus deductible. And so I'm going to pull that back up just for comparison, $1,764 with a $3,000 deductible. Now, a couple of years ago, some legislation changed what used to be known as short-term plans. They were really only allowed to run about 60 days. And the biggest change in the legislation was you can run those for 365 days for a full year, like most healthcare plans do. And then they could string 3 of those together. So you'd be guaranteed coverage 3 years if you wanted it. Of course, you can cancel at any time. But once they did that, insurance companies were able to create plans that looked and acted and functioned just like healthcare plans used to. And so for healthy individuals who didn't want to pay that, you know, the premiums of the Affordable Care Act or healthcare.gov plans, this has become a really, really fantastic option. And it's something that we use for a ton of our clients, particularly, again, self-employed individuals, families who are making a little too much and do not have health insurance through their employer. But this is a really great option. So here I'm going to show you $900.13 a month. So a difference of, you know, we'll round it together of about $900 to $800 a month. So between $8,000 and $9,000 per year savings to go to a plan like this. For a family without any pre-existing conditions to be super concerned with, they're not taking medications, they just don't want to spend, you know, $1,700 per month on healthcare that they may or may not need. This gives them that same coverage, except it actually has a slightly lower deductible and a lower out-of-pocket maximum. still gives them the ability, you get 4 visits to a doctor, $50 copays on those. Again, a family who doesn't have pre-existing conditions isn't likely to use more than that anyway. Prescription drugs are covered in a very similar manner to the other plan. You have urgent care, emergency room coverage. It's a very, very similar plan. And I can get into more detail here, but I'm going to link to my website and to the place where you can quote for your specific family, because again, this is all quoted and everything for a very generic family. But these numbers play out true for a family who's, say 45 with a 13 or 11-year-old, or whatever the case may be. They play out very similarly. At the end of the day, we end up saving families between $7,000 and $10,000. I've seen that number as high as $12,000 a year. And again, the ideal situation is if you're making too much money to get that subsidy from the government, and it doesn't take much to be there. Again, a family of 4, if it's over 100,000, 105,000 combined income, you're really not going to get much help. And then if you're making too much money and you're healthy, this is a perfect scenario to save, like I said, $7,000 to $10,000 every single year. So I'll link this in the below the video in the comments section. Would love to know your thoughts on it. And I'll also link, here where you can get your quote, and I'll also link to my website where you can find a little bit more information. I hope this is helpful. I hope you're able to go into 2021 saving thousands of dollars on your healthcare costs and get a lot of benefit out of that. You can use that money a lot of other places in your life, I'm sure. Thanks a lot. Hope this video was helpful and look forward to seeing you soon. Hope you get to be a client of Covenant. We would love to have you. God bless.